want gold, but I want some exploration upside, so I might buy an intermediate producer.
Yeah.
But now I just want alpha. I will buy a development play that get the thing into production. Or now I just want that drill result.
Yeah.
But when you get further down the line, you have to do more and more work.
Yeah.
And if you're not comfortable or don't have the time to do it or the interest, you shouldn't be investing in those companies.
Yeah.
The liquidity should reflect the time you want to spend.
Yeah. Welcome to In It to Win It. This is Steve Barton, and thank you for tuning in. We're here at the 2025 Rule Symposium in Boca Raton. I'm here with Joe Mazumdar of Exploration Insights and the Rule Classroom Plus. Joe,
Great.
thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Steve.
Yes, thank you for being here. This is your first time on the show, so go ahead and tell us a bit of your story, how you got into geology, and how that led to where you are today.
Geology. I did an undergrad in Alberta, in Edmonton, back in the late 80s. And then from there, I started working, Yukon, British Columbia. Then I went to Australia. I worked a bit in the Arctic. Lived in Australia for a while, worked there and did a master's there, and then moved to Argentina. And I worked there for another 8 years doing geology. And then met my wife there. She's Argentine, and then we went to the States, and I did another master's in mineral economics at the Colorado School of Mines. Then I started doing finance, and I was usually working for big companies in exploration, and then I continued to do that, but in finance for big companies like Newmont, Phelps Dodge. Before that, I used to work for RTZ and IM Gold and some other ones, and MIM, which is not existing anymore now. It's Glencore. Um, and Then we left the States, and I became an equity analyst for 6 years with Haywood Securities and Canaccord Genuity. And then Brent Cook had this letter from 2008 to 2015. I bought it off. So he had been writing it for 7 to 8 years. I'm on my 10th year of having the letter.
Okay, yeah. Exploration Insights. Huh, interesting. I didn't know you lived down in Argentina.
Yeah, no, we spent, my wife's Argentine, but I work there. She's a geologist too. And then, we go back there every 2 years. So this Christmas we'll go back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you've seen the progression and change now.
And it goes back and forth. Yeah.
Oh,
Any progress, it's usually 3 steps forward, 5 steps back.
Okay.
But, this one looks like it might stick a little longer. Yeah, so I'm very positive on Argentina.
Okay.
As a jurisdiction, right? But you got to be in the right province, and so that's a nuance people got to read. Yeah. Just like the federal government of the U.S., they could be more amenable to permitting federal property, but if you're on state property and the state doesn't want it,
yeah,
it's still not going to happen.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I met Paul Lahatka.
Paul Lahatka.
Yeah. Okay, so he discovered the La Navidad.
Down in Chubut.
Yeah. The giant silver deposit in Argentina.
Province.
Yeah.
So I lived in Chubut, and I worked out of Esquel for RTZ at the time, and Chubut just got worse and worse. And every time they try to advance that project, they're met with a lot of protests, not from people near the mine, but people from the coast and people from the mountains that don't live anywhere near the project.
Huh. Okay. That was his concern. He said most of the population is way away from it. The people that are in the middle actually want it.
Exactly, because they want a better lifestyle.
Yeah, they want
the economic impact. These guys don't want it.
Yeah.
I think in Chubut there is a cyanide ban there as well, and so the idea was that they would mine Navidad but send the ore to be processed to Santa Cruz. That was the nuance. So we'll mine it, which there's no tailings, there's no cyanide, and we'll process it. They still don't want to do it.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. So, do you think that Pan American will ever realize? No. Okay.
And they've got another one, Escobal, that's problematic in Guatemala.
Yeah.
So these are all these options that they have that are sort of dying, withering. And they bought. They recently bought a company. Jesus, I forget what it was.
Equinox bought.
That's right. Now that makes sense.
Sorry.
So we've seen M&A in Mexico with people that have Mexican assets, like Gato Silver was taken out, and Silvercrest. They was taken out by First Majestic, and the other one was another company working there, and I can't remember, Coeur, I think it was, that bought the other asset, which was Silver Crest. And
Yes.
then these guys, Pan American, have their big projects in Mexico, so they added to their portfolio in Mexico. The problem in Mexico is that people from outside aren't coming in.
Yeah.
It's only people that are in there already, and it's an underground project that might even consider doing an M&A.
Yeah. 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 Okay. How do you feel about Pan American?
Like I owned it previously, but their issues at La Colorada, they used to be, very well known for having very good operational excellence. That put me off what happened in Colorado, and then I got less convinced
Yeah.
that Navidad or Escobar would ever come up in my lifetime. And
Yeah.
as I got older, that might mean less, but it's not something I'm thinking that that's going to be a big jump in valuation.
Okay. Okay. So it's priced out of the stock for a
Yeah.
reason. Okay. What's your overall? What's your favorite commodity right now?
We've like I like liquid commodities in terms of exposure to a lot of these non-cash flowing companies because they take on enough risk without being exposed to a commodity that might be in vogue this month and out of vogue next month. So you don't want that. So you want to pick the more liquid commodities like gold, like copper, like silver, potentially uranium. I am in some less liquids commodities like rare earths with
Hmm.
one specific company that I'm confident that has the processing nailed and has relationships that can help develop their downstream. And that's what's important in a lot of these critical minerals. I'm in some projects that have antimony, but they're not antimony projects. They're gold projects with
With
antimony.
antimony.
Yeah, and so that's the only way I'll deal with it. I won't deal with an antimony only project, but I will. I don't have any problem with a project that has antimony because, in terms of cost of capital, as we've seen with Perpetua, and the ability or capacity to permit, it's better
Yeah.
if you have antimony even as a byproduct.
Okay. Okay. What we've got many companies here
Yeah.
at the Rule Symposium. What's your favorite right now? What do you?
Well, one of my top picks is Abra Silver.
Okay.
Abra Silver is a silver and gold development company in northwest Argentina, in the Salta province, which is one of the best provinces. And now, with the change in the government and their new investment policies for investments over 200 million, these kind of projects make more sense because now they can get bank lending. There's no duties and tariffs on exporting precious metals, which was 8 to 9%, which is almost like a
Well,
royalty.
yeah.
That's gone, and so like I calculated at the time that there might have been a $300 million impact on their previous economic study without RIHI, which is the investment policy that they put forward. But now they've got more potential to adjust their capital lower, hopefully, going forward. And they're going into development. And I think, silver projects are important and have silver. And for the first 4 to 5 years, potentially, I mean, they will have more silver than gold coming out of that Jack deposit before they move to a coltan. So, silver exposure, good jurisdiction, catalyst coming, well funded. They did a big raise earlier this year.
Yeah.
That's one of my top picks. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Opera silver,
Yeah.
and that goes in line with your liquidity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and silver and gold. I mean, one of our big wins was another company that's here called Origin Royalty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that was one. We've had that for years,
Yeah.
and yeah, so that was a brilliant, great story about, and I talked about in the site visit presentation about something that they didn't have to pay for,
Yeah.
that grew organically
Yeah.
with the big company that was well funded because it's a big company. Went from 0 to 16 million ounce deposit, so the value of the 1% NSR
Yeah.
went through the roof,
Yeah.
and they could mandate how that transaction would look
Yeah.
because they had 6 suitors.
Yeah.
And some of these companies could not compete for it because the valuation was such that now it had to be the Francos or the Triple Flags or Wheaton that would look at it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, but they could dictate the terms, and now they're spinning out another company which we will continue to hold
Yeah.
by the same name.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we got into that one at 45 cents, and Man, that was amazing.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a fun one. That
yeah,
was so much fun just watching the resource grow and grow and
yeah.
grow. And
And they picked it at the perfect time. Like they picked it at the updated resource, which brought in Merlin, which brought something from 0 to 3 to almost 16 million ounces right now.
yeah,
And now Anglo wants to build it. So now all the news flow will be a little bit more. Oh, the metallurgy is this. Oh, the water is that. And
yeah,
there could be some hiccups in there. So
yeah.
this is the peak valuation.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, good deal. What do you think about triple flag? Are you guys hanging on to triple flag or just the Spinco?
So
Or?
I mean, it's cash basically
Yeah,
because it's very liquid. But yeah, given how the royalty companies are, like personally, I will continue to hold it.
yeah,
But in terms of the letter, I will just, I'll cash out,
cash out. Yeah,
and I'll keep the Spinco. I will keep triple flag in my personal
in your
account.
personal account.
But, I'm not going to cover it in the letter.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't add any value
yeah.
doing that.
Okay, okay. Um, What you're our resident geology expert in the Rule Classroom Plus.
Yeah.
You do a presentation once a month. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot. What's your recommendation for some beginner geologists? Where should you start? What should you look for? What would you recommend?
Like, I mean, basic geology. I mean, there's always these geology 101 courses that are fun, and if that, because I've got a lot of subscribers that are very smart people in their field,
Yeah,
and have scientific backgrounds and just want to learn, and they understand chemistry or anything that could be applied to geology, and so they get it.
yeah,
It comes easy to them
yeah,
in terms of understanding, and then they understand the nuances pretty. I mean, because it's a lot of these people know and understand what their risks are, but they want to know, like, okay, what does this mean?
yeah,
What's that imply?
yeah,
And that comes with experience and technical background that you can't capture in a month, 3 days, or it takes longer.
yeah,
And so in that Rick Rule classroom thing, there's one slide I use that I got from, I forget who it was, one of the royalty companies. It might have been Wheaton or I can't remember. Royal Gold. It was Royal Gold. And so they set a chart where why royalties were better,
yeah,
and streaming companies were better than these guys, in terms of liquidity and blah blah. So I expanded that list in terms of all the things you're looking for and the different types of investments. So you invest in a gold ETF, a gold equity ETF, a major gold company, a major royalty streaming company, a prospect generator, a royalty generator, or blah, blah, all these sort of different companies. And then I look at the risk profile and just said, you know what? Look at this
yeah,
when you invest in precious metals to say that, if I don't have, because exploration has the least leverage
yeah,
to commodities because it's really an alpha. If they find it, it doesn't matter what the commodity price is.
yeah.
It'll go up.
They have so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. What it changes is their cost of capital because their ability to raise is higher. But if it's a bad market, and it's not getting a lot of results, it's an illiquid trap. So how much time you're willing to spend understanding the deposit, understanding management, all that, it should be like directly correlated to the liquidity of that company. So the more liquid, buying gold ETF, gold equity ETF, or that, you could do that, sell it tomorrow, and you don't need to study very much.
yeah, yeah,
You're saying, I'm going to just buy gold, forget about it.
yeah,
I'm going to buy gold, but I want more leverage, so I'll buy an equity ETF. I want to buy gold, but I want some dividends, so I'll buy a big company.
yeah,
I want gold, but I want some exploration upside, so I might buy an intermediate producer.
yeah,
But now I just want alpha. I will buy a development play that get the thing into production. Or now I just want that drill result.
yeah,
But when you get further down the line, you have to do more and more work.
yeah,
And if you're not comfortable or don't have the time to do it or the interest, you shouldn't be investing in those companies.
yeah,
The liquidity should reflect the time you want to spend.
yeah, yeah. Okay. I've been going through the Sprott EDU um, YouTube series on geology. Alex, I forget his last name. He's passed away. He put it on, and that was one place that I started.
Yeah.
Do you have any other 101s like that, or?
Like videos,
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. I mean, so what I do, for kicks,
Hmm.
is I watch YouTube videos of geology.
Ah,
So there's these professors that go around talking about things and
yeah.
things like that, and then I, go, okay, this mountain chain was actually developing. Okay, that was that age. Okay, and like really cool stuff. When you look at Nevada, you look at these structures, big structures. You go, what's that related to? Oh, that's an old hotspot.
Hmm.
Oh, that's the Yellowstone hotspot.
Uh,
Oh, really? And that's been migrating. Blah blah blah. And then he goes, oh, how is that attached to this? And so that's the real stuff that interests me. And then the deposits come off of that.
yeah. Okay.
And then you
Okay.
go, well, what about the other side? What's going on there? But oh my God, you're in the wrong state, or oh
Yeah.
my God, there's a provincial park there, or something like that. Then it becomes a little bit more problematic. But but you really need to understand the regional geology. And so when I do look at companies, I'm looking for people that understand not just the geology of their little postage stamp, but everything else is going on.
Yeah.
And I point to something and go, oh, what's that hill? And they don't know it, then I'm a bit worried.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
because they
Okay.
haven't even thought about it.
If they don't understand the big picture and the tectonic plates have pushed that over
Yeah, or
millions of
like, oh,
years.
that's a big intrusive. That nobody's going to peg that ground
Yeah.
because that's barren.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on over there? Why are you here? Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And then if they can't give me a regional picture of what's going on and why they are where they are, that's a bit of a red flag.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that what you do when you go to these mine sites and you visit them? Is that part of your due diligence
Yeah,
process?
especially for the exploration projects. Not
Okay.
so much for the mine sites. We don't do a lot of mine tours because that's not a lot where the letter is. The
Yeah.
letter is more non-cash flowing. If it's cash flowing, it's most of these royalty generators that have cash.
Yeah.
So that's the way I play, let's say, a bit of beta.
Yeah.
But like you with Origin, I didn't make it on the beta. I made it on the alpha.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that's why I like prospect royalty generators
Yeah.
that generate their own royalties. So like the new Spinco with Origin, but like EMX,
Yeah.
because they're constantly looking at new things. And I think they have a transformational asset in the TMOG.
Yeah.
And so if we're looking at M&A in the sector and looking at an acquisition, that could be something that someone go, oh, and it's cash flowing
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's run by a big company, Zijin, and they're doing more work on it. Blah, blah. Their problem is that the understanding, like what that mine is difficult because Zijin doesn't release it. It's not a technical report. There's nothing filed. They
Okay.
don't have all that information, so they can't provide the market or the analyst, hey, look, it's
Yeah.
a 50-year mine life.
Yeah.
But that most of these royalty companies, the big ones, what they're looking for is a long-lived asset.
Yeah.
So when they talk to investors and they say, "Hey, look, those mining companies that produce gold have an average reserve life of 8 years. Look at mine. I've got 20 years. Why do I have 20 years? Why they have 20 years is they do streams. They do streams on copper assets, and those copper assets are 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
So those 30 years average with the 8 gets them about 20.
Yeah.
But when they find a gold asset like that Origin thing,
Yeah.
that's like a 20-year, that becomes like a unicorn.
Yeah.
That's why they had 6 people bidding on it. That TMOC thing could be a 40-year asset, and that
Wow.
would lay there.
Yeah.
You'd forget about it. But the
Yeah.
problem, it's a bit of Zijin, a bit of you know, is it a 30-year mine? Is
Yeah.
it a 40? It's easily multi-decade,
Yeah.
and they're finding more stuff. And EMX can talk about it, but they can't give anybody a tour of it.
Yeah.
They can't give anybody, oh, here's a technical report that, let's say Barrick wrote about it. They're not writing any, Zijin's not writing a technical report.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not promoting it.
Yeah.
And that's why it's sort of like hidden in a bit of a shell, but we know about it,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
don't know enough about it
Yeah.
to say, oh my God, this is going to be like this forever.
Yeah.
It probably is, but it might even be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so if the acquirer looks at it, how much do they discount?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I don't think anybody looking at that asset could think that that's not a multi-decade thing.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Joe, thank you very much. I just got to say, I'm honored to be a part of the classroom with you.
Yeah.
Rick picked the right guy when he picked a geologist to be in the Rule Classroom Plus. He did. It's a lot of fun. I love your reports every month. You're also with your own company, Exploration Insights. Tell the viewers what they can expect if they sign up with you over there.
So Exploration Insights is a weekly publication. We only take 4 weeks off a year, but it's about what I'm buying, what I'm selling. I don't recommend things. Most of our subscribers are adults, and they're don't feel entitled, and they do their own thing. They might sell earlier than me, they might buy earlier than me, or they might sell later than me. But once it's gone on my portfolio, it's gone. But I just tell them what I'm doing. But I tell them what I'm doing before I do it. I tell them I'm buying, then I buy. I tell them I'm selling, then I'm selling. But I'll give indications that something is going more positive or going more negative. And so it won't be a surprise if I'm selling one because I've been ratcheting up the negativity on this one, or ratcheting up the positive when they see it becomes a top pick, and so that's a weekly thing. Uh, our subscribers are US, Canada, Europe. We're getting more from the Middle East and Australasia. Most of the companies are TSX listed and OTCQ here or New York Stock Exchange, but we do some ASX as well because I like those companies. Um, and yeah, explorationinsights.com is where you can see it. There's a lot of free stuff there that you can see. You can see interviews, follow us on Twitter. But if you want to look at a letter, just email me with contact us at explorationinsights.com. Say you saw me on the show here, and then I can send you a copy of the letter so you can see if it's a right fit for you.
Right on. Joe, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank
It's a
you very
pleasure.
much.
Yes, and thank you for tuning in. Go to stevebartonmoney.com for more, and have a wonderful day.